Hello my friends, Maggie here. Thank you for stopping by my channel. Today is still Saturday for me, a stormy Saturday evening here in Houston. We've been getting some thunder and lightning, but it doesn't seem to be too close to us anyway. I don't see any rain yet, which is kind of typical. Anyway, yeah, it's still Saturday for me. This is going to be for Monday morning video. I typically don't like to make a video on Sunday, so I try to get one made on Saturday if I can. And Monday is usually my masterboard Monday, and I really wanted to make another watercolor masterboard and then doodle on it. But in lieu of that, I decided to make some Franken paper, and hopefully the Franken paper will be appropriate for my fall journal. So I'd like to make 2 pages. I do have some strips of paper cut here. The last Franken paper I made with just pieces of paper like you would do a masterboard. But this time I decided to do it in strips. So like I said, hopefully I've got enough here to do 2 pieces, and we'll see. I don't have any shout outs because this isn't the second video of the day. I can go ahead and read my shout outs from this morning, from the earlier video, just in case different people are watching, which I'm sure is the case. So Gwen, from Gwen the Trash Witch, Dream with Caroline, Tammy, Debbie Kelly, Selena, Susan, and this lady is a new person to me. I don't know if she's subscribed or not, but she did leave a comment. Her name was Super Teresa Ann, and I wanted to do her comment online because when I came across her comment earlier, it was she left a comment on the video for the 2 fall covers that I put together, and when I was answering the comment and typing, one of my cats came up and with his claws started pulling on me. He wanted some attention, but both of them always put their claws out, and it hurt. And I was trying to show him away, and in the process I hit some button on my computer and the message completely disappeared, both her comment and my reply. And I looked in every possible place I could to see if I could recreate it or find it, and I couldn't. So I apologize, Teresa, from the bottom of my heart. And I want you to know how much I appreciated you watching and commenting, and also I deeply appreciate your input because it's very important to me. I'm still new at making videos, and I forget to do certain things, and or take some things for granted, and I shouldn't do that. And her comment had to do with the measurements for those covers. I didn't tell or didn't say what the measurements were. So my measurements for those covers, and they're the measurements that I use every time I make a journal in this fashion, with covering the chipboard with paper and then covering that with fabric. But I always use 6x9, 2 6x9 pieces of chipboard, and I really can't tell you the thickness of the chipboard because I'm not sure what it is. I guess I could try to find it in my purchases, probably from Amazon. I might be able to get an idea. And then I in this case, I made another piece of chipboard that was 1.5 inches by 9 inches, and I'm only planning on putting 1 signature in there, and maybe I did make it 1 inch. I don't remember now, but it was either 1 or 1.5 inch because I only planned on making 1 signature. But I figured it would leave enough room in case the journal got chunky, or I decided to put 2 signatures. So I'm so sorry that happened, Teresa, regarding your comment, my reply and everything. But again, I am truly sorry from the bottom of my heart, and I really appreciate your commenting and your input. That's very important to me. So Thank you so much, Teresa, and I hope I'll see your name again in my comments, and I hope you enjoy my videos. All right, so what I'm going to do is I've got one of these pet magazines I picked up. Well, I didn't pick it up, but they actually gave it to me because they had so many of them. They give them away, they're free, you know. But the gals were telling me they always leave way too many, and so they're overrun with these magazines. So I'm going to use it as a sort of a glue book for this. And I cut several strips of things that I had in my stash, strips that were going to be tall enough to meet the 8 or 8.5 inches, and then I could just go for the length. You know, would like for it to be 11 inches. So I'm just going to start by gluing these together. And we'll see where we get. I did put a new nozzle on this, so I'm hoping that it works okay. And I'm going to put my glasses on. So this will be Monday when you see this, or just depending on what day you see it. You know, I don't know what day you might end up watching it. But at any rate, this will be for Monday, and this is, like I said, this is still Saturday evening for me. So I hope, in hindsight, that you guys watching this all had a lovely weekend. Actually, Monday is Labor Day, so I hope you're having a safe and enjoyable weekend. Okay. Now these papers are not all fall related, but I thought that they would fit in regardless, and I'm just gluing these to each other. What I plan on doing when I get these sewn together, when I get these glued together, is sewing. If I don't go too long, I may attempt to do that. But like I said, we'll just see how it goes. I'm anxious to get my papers together for the fall journal so I can really start working on them. And I'm just gluing these, not even well, they probably are overlapping about 1/4 of an inch. So do any of you have special plans for the weekend, or did you have special plans for the weekend? We're homebodies, pretty much, so we stay pretty close to home. When my husband was alive, we did the same thing then. We pretty much stayed close to home, unless, like when we lived in Michigan, we would go to Lansing to see some relatives and spend the weekend there. And I'm going to tell you, I miss those days, you know. I really do. Oh dear. All right, excuse me. Okay, sorry about that. Let me see how much. Oh, we're almost there. Okay, so I think this is 11, actually 12 inches. So I'm going to set this aside to dry a little bit. Now we'll do another one. And no Milo. And here comes my kitty again. Same kitty. He likes attention. The other one is not so much about attention as he is food. He wants food. But they've already both eaten and they should be just fine and dandy for the evening. Tell you, having pets is like having small children. And all of these I acquired when I was a few years younger. Fortunately, they're all growing older with me. And, you know, I love each one of them. I do. And like children, you know, they're my responsibility. And so again, I did not look at the camera before I stopped it. So I don't know how long I was going. Oh, I get so upset at myself when I do that. Now this piece of this piece of packing paper, boy, try to say that 10 times, piece of packing paper. It's way too long, but I'm going to trim them off anyway to about the size I think they should be so I can use them as a page. It's a little blue right here. And this is so simple to do. This is actually much faster than using the small pieces. And these might be a little short, well, short as far as, you know, this way goes. But it's okay. I don't mind if they're a little bit shorter. All my pages don't have to be the same size. Some of these papers are from my making ephemera under 3 under 30 that I used. dear, I'm sorry. I'm gonna see if he stops. If he doesn't, then I'll have to turn the camera off again. So is there anything new with me? Not really. 4. That's 13. This is plenty long enough. All right, so now we have another piece. All right, so let me clean all this, pick all this up. I didn't even use some of these pieces. You know, I could try, I don't think that took very long. I could try to make another one. My daughter's downstairs playing with the baby, and so my doggy feels he has to bark if he hears any sudden noises that are out of place. And it might just be the baby making noise, you know. I don't know. I don't understand how dogs think. So this next week I want to get a good start on my fall journals. Once I get the papers picked, then I can get them sewn in. And I am, for the first time, I'm going to try to, when I'm sewing the signatures in, sew some beads on. I'll try to do that on camera, but you have to remember it's my first time, my first attempt. And if it doesn't go well, I'll just take the beads out and off and sew my signatures in like normal. But I want to give it a try because it looks, when I've seen it on journals, it looks so pretty. And I don't think it's difficult, but like I said, I've never done it before, so sometimes things look easier than they really are. But I'm willing to try it. Oops, boy, that didn't stick at all. I need to get my hair dried too. I wash it and then I just take wrap a towel around it until I'm ready to wash it. I mean, until I'm ready to blow it dry, but the towel is crooked on my head and it's trying to fall off, and I'm like, oh my goodness, Maggie. Uh-oh. I'm gonna glue to the page if I'm not careful. Jane, I think I'm almost done with this. Let's see, how many inches do I have? I have more than enough. Okay. So let's put this aside. I'm gonna put all my strips aside because maybe I'll want to make another one. Alright, I keep saying that, alright. Sorry. I'll move my trash can way away, far away from me. Alright, so we have 3 pieces. I think I'm going to trim some of those long bits off, so they're kind of all even. 6. Okay. And then I'll pause the camera and get my sewing machine out and try to try to sew these together. There's one. This is not quite straight. Well, that's why some of my pieces are going that way. Trim this down a little bit more. The other ones I've done with double-sided paper. And I do like that look a lot better. And again, these are going all whopper-jawed. Okay, let me clean up this mess. Give him a little haircut. So I'm going to pause the camera and get my sewing machine out and try to sew around these. And then I will be back. I'm back. So I was only able to sew around one sheet because not only was my bobbin almost empty, but so was my spool of thread. So I didn't want to go look for another spool of thread. So I said I'll just sew around those later. And I'll trim all these strings off. But I went ahead and sewed around the whole edge, and then I sewed down each strip. So now this is like one piece of paper. It can be folded in half. Needs to be trimmed up some more, but it can be folded in half and put in a journal. Now in this case, I think in the case of my other Franken paper, because it was double-sided, then I had something on this side. But of course this one's not going to have that, so I have to decide what I want. This is kind of ugly, this side. So I suppose I could put something pretty over it. I cover it up. I'll worry about that later. So there you have it. One is sewn. The threads still need to be cut. 2 needs to be sewn. And 3 needs to be sewn. So there you go. That's how easy it is to make Franken paper. Now you don't need to sew around it. I just do that because I like to do it. But you might not have a sewing machine, you might not care for sewing, but you wouldn't have to sew around it. And I was just trying to make it the same size as an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper, but of course this is much longer, so it's going to need to be trimmed off. And this is they're all too long, actually. This is pretty close to 11.5, but the other 2 are pretty long, so hopefully I can use these in my one of my junk journals, one of the 2 that I'm making. I think I can. It looks pretty fallish with these different colors and things in them. So that was fun. Doing this is fun. Collaging is fun and relaxing. Doing something like this with your scraps, this is really a scrap buster, and it's fun, and it's also very useful. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Sorry about that again. But I was saying this is just so calming to do stuff like this. It doesn't take a lot of thought or effort. Just collect your scraps, cut them into whatever size strips you want. There was no rhyme or reason to what I did. Some were 2 inch, some were 1.5 inch. I think I got a couple of 1 inchers. It doesn't really matter. Just have fun with it and see what you can come up with. These can definitely be used in your journal. I plan on using mine. So, all right, everyone, I'm going to get off. If you like this video, please leave me a thumbs up and leave a comment if you have time. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe. I would really appreciate that. When I get to 200 subscribers, I'm planning on giving a small giveaway. You know, it won't be anything real elaborate or anything, but I've got a couple of things in mind that I'd like to put together, so I'll have to figure that out because I don't know how to do that, but I'm sure it's not that difficult. So, yeah, it shouldn't be too much longer till I get to 200 subscribers, and when I do, I just want to give something back for all you've given to me because I appreciate you all so much. I love all of you, and I wish I could send all of you something. But I am sending you my love and respect and my thankfulness for what you've done for me. So I hope you have a good start to your week if you're watching this on Monday, and that you're going to enjoy the last day of the holiday. If some of you have the weekend off just for the holiday, enjoy yourself and get some fun crafting done or relaxation, whatever you want to do. Just try to take care of yourself. So I'm going to say goodbye for now, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye.